Hello and welcome to another day in the Bahamas. Today we're again taking that free shuttle service over to the water taxi, and we're going to head over to Stocking Island. Don't really know, don't think there's a lot to do over there either. That's sort of the theme of this island, is there are a few bits I don't take too long to do, but it is incredibly beautiful. In fact, as an aside, I think the Bahamas is probably the most beautiful, or at least one of the most beautiful places that we've ever visited. The water is so crystal clear. It's insane. But then the Bahamas is a Spanish word, although it comes from a Spanish word that means shallow waters, so I guess it makes a bit of sense, really, doesn't it? But yeah, so we're heading to Stocking Island. We know there's a restaurant called Chat and Chill, so I think we're going to try that out. I think you can also feed stingrays while you're there. There is also a place called Starfish Beach where you can go and find some starfish, but I don't know if we're going to head there or not. I think it's a little bit awkward, and I don't know if you have to actually go out a bit further and snorkel to see them, and we can't really be bothered to wear swimwear and do all of that today. But we're going to do it. We're going to head over there, see what that's about. We've bought some towels and books so we can just sit on the beach as well if we so please. And I'll take you with me, and hopefully, as we're not really going in the water as much today, I might be able to use you a bit more. But we'll see, because most of this trip, Pete's been filming on his phone or the GoPro.
Cameraman.
Yes.
Me trying to clean my shoulder, which muscles coming out.
But yeah, so that's the plan. Go along, let's see what this island, this little part of the Bahamas is like. But yeah, I was saying about how it's very beautiful here, and the water is
Crazy good.
crazy good, isn't it?
Especially the sandbar.
I don't know if that video of our excursion to the Pig Beach and all of that is coming after this or it's been before. If it's before, I'll link it. If it's not, it's the next video coming. Yeah, right, we need to head off and go and pick up this shuttle. So we're here on Stocking Island. It took us an hour to get the water taxi because, you know, Caribbean timing and all of that. But we're here. And this island has stingrays around it. You won't be able to see, but there's splodges. I think that's the rays.
Yeah, they'll find it. A fish found it. A fish ate it.
Really sandy.
Yeah, by the sand.
Yes, very good. There's two or three.
Fall over onto the stingray. It's gonna happen.
You have to get your feet wet, Faye.
I don't really want to get in any deep water. Let's go more of the stuff.
Yeah, let's try this stingray. Go the other piece. But this literally, that still moves.
Oh, I don't want it if it still moves.
It's fine.
No, I don't want to do it if it's moving.
Take the fish, take the fish. Double.
They all come to you, it's a bit freaky.
got the carriage up to feed a stingray. Bit of
What do I
conch
do? Just like hold it to the stingray?
under the stingray. Smell the fish, stingray. Flip over there, Faye. See, that's how you do it. That's how you do it. Go over there, Bex. Go closer to... Oh, there's one coming for you. There you go. Right, this one's going around.
I saw it chicken down and it didn't take it from my hand.
Give me my
A bit windy and a bit rainy.
Going outside.
Rain stopped.
A bit later after showing.
Conch burger. This is a conch shell.
Quite impressive. They just like kind of like knife the fish out of the middle of that.
Yeah. Is it a fish if it comes out of the shell? Crustacean?
Yeah.
This is another one of those things that your grandma's been telling you not to eat.
Well, it was definitely alive when I took it to give it to the stingrays, so...
No, I mean, because of the warm waters.
Oh, the conch, yeah. Oops.
We're going to find a bench and chill out for a bit. We sort of, I think, pre-booked a water taxi back, which is at 4. So we've got a couple of hours. This was all very busy before the rain. It's now dead. And I don't know where Pete's going.
Enjoying your swing, Faye.
After the food and the stingrays and stuff, we essentially sat and had a chat, so there wasn't a lot to film for you. Stocking Island, it was good, but it's not a full day, but it's very hard to actually arrange all of the points to pick you up at the right time. So the water taxi, for instance, we had to give a time, but everyone else in the boat that we were in said 4, so did we. Although there were definitely people that left before then, because they were not on the boat on the way back. Pete's making food, so that's what all the rustling is. And then obviously to pick up our shuttle here, there's only a certain number of times that they go. So we were sitting around Stocking Island for a little bit longer than we wanted to, because it's also very difficult to get to other bits of that island without your own boat, or, you know, actually, yeah, without your own boat, that's about the only means of transport. So we probably would have liked to go to Starfish Beach, seeing if we could see some starfish, but it just wasn't possible. This is our last night at Hideaways, and we've got 2 more nights in Nassau, and then it's home time, which is sad, but I'm all right with it. I feel like I've had an incredibly long time off work. I mean, it will have been about a month if you include Christmas as well. But with that in mind, I do need to do some severe unpacking to repack tonight to make sure that everything's all right, because I've struggled a little bit to close my case the last couple of times that we've needed to move on. So I think it'll make more sense if I just have the clothes that I need to wear over the next couple of days out and pack everything else, if that makes sense. But yeah, looks like my sandwich is ready, so thought I would just let you know what's been going on for the rest of the day, rather than leaving you hanging as I have been every other day. So we checked out of our room at Hideaways, but our flight's not till a bit later, so we're here till about 3, so we're just chilling doing our shop.
Before Jordan takes that out place.
We're actually on a deal this time, aren't we? No special K. We're doing our weekly shop to get home. You know, if you've seen some of the recent vlogs about us moving, you know we did that pretty much as soon as we left, and we have no food, so we're getting that delivered the day we come back. I've had worse views to do my weekly shop.
What would you like? Sunbites, Walker's prawn cocktail, Walker's pop chips, they're all on offer.
Is baked on offer? Is that an option? Also, don't know whether these worked at all because I have been bitten, but I didn't wear them last night and I've been eaten alive. So they may have stopped some of the buggies. I decided to wear them both on my ankles because it's my legs that were getting eaten.
You don't have baked on
Some legs. So I don't know if they've worked or not, but we're going with it.
Seafood quesadillas. Got some coconut shrimp and a grouper fish burger. Took a risk. But it's good though.
We are now in Nassau. We are in the Comfort Suites Hotel on Paradise Island. I left the vlog from Georgetown a bit abruptly, really. We went to Shirley's, the food was alright. Took a risk with the fish burger. There were a couple of bones that put me off the fish burger a bit. You like your quesadilla though, didn't you?
Quesadilla was good.
But then we got to the airport like stupidly early, and the airport consists of like some chairs and like our shop. And sat there for a long time because our flight was delayed, but there's no one telling you anything. So everyone was just sitting there, just waiting. And then we ended up on a propeller plane. But we got here. Didn't realise there was a peacock behind me. Pete's been a bit grumpy this morning.
No, we haven't.
You have? You have. You've been very grumpy this morning.
Well, you were grumpy last night.
I was very grumpy last night. It seems to be a theme on this trip that the hotels we spend a little bit more on are the ones that are a bit rubbish.
It seems very, we're in America basically, this place.
Yeah, I'm glad we went to Georgetown because that feels like proper Bahamas. This, we're essentially just in a big resort. I mean, we did it deliberately because we're going to go to the Waterpark, the Aquaventure at the Atlantis today. And that's why we're staying here, because apparently we get into there for free by staying here, but it's cheaper to stay here than at the Atlantis. That makes sense? So that's our plan today, and that's why we're staying here, but they didn't seem to have our booking, and I think they've just shoved us in like the rubbish room. So we can hear all of the noise from the kitchen.
The room's good. The room is good.
I mean...
But it's, the location's terrible, the room.
Location's terrible. I mean, the room's not great. It's dated. It needs updating.
It does.
I mean, you joked about the TV.
Yeah. Who is paying $900 for this piece of crap?
They have a sign saying that you can buy things in this room, and the TV is £900.
$900, and it's like
That's the
you
TV.
could buy that for 100 quid probably, maybe 200 quid.
Yeah, things like that. So yeah, it's quite noisy. There's a door near us that leads to like the pool area that needs a bit of WD-40. It's incredibly squeaky. And it's quite light, so thank you to Caroline and Robert for buying me an eye mask for Christmas, because that came in helpful last night. But he's standing there looking at me as if he needs my help, but knowing what to pack for a water park. Towels is always a good start.
Yeah, but I was waiting for you to finish.
So yeah, I think I read that you can use a GoPro at the water park if you use a wrist strap, so we'll see whether we can. We might not be able to. But that's where we're going to head to. We're a bit confused about how to get there because Google Maps needs to take us to a point and then there's a dotted line and we don't really understand that. But we're going to go with it and hope for the best and see what happens. And hopefully I'll be able to show you some of it. If not, we'll have to give you just a spoken review afterwards. It's a little confusing trying to actually find where we've got to go. We had to show our couple of sweet passes a few times. We're now in a queue to get a wristband in one of the towers. And Pete said this is what a Vegas hotel would be like. Not that I've ever been to Vegas, but yeah. Let's see whether we can get a band. So it took about half hour, got my wristband. I'm now in the aquarium. The fish stepped out, which is impressive since they're fish.
start the boat and that. That'll do us gracefully. You don't lift your bum up, you're going to hurt your coccyx massively. When I did it, I lifted the bum up. There you go. Make sure you can go back. You ready, Faye? Faye? Here goes. Faye, ready? Tell him it's 2 more. Here goes. Here goes. Faye's lost. Okay, here we go. Where's she gone? Faye. How you going so fast?
weirdly it's like 23 degrees today and it feels really cold, so being in a water park is not the best day for it. But we did the slides that we wanted to do. My favourite was the drop one. I think Pete's tried to film these on his GoPro, so we'll see how that actually came out.
I think one of the rapids thing came out really well.
Yeah.
I think. I haven't looked at it, but
It's got his fins out.
only about 20 seconds, but I feel like it was like me bumping into you. It was quite fun.
Yeah, no, I like the rapid. I am glad that it's moving. I wanted to show you this weird fish.
Small tooth.
I've never seen one of them before. What was I saying? Yeah. So I'm glad this came in the price of our hotel, because paying the extortionate price just to buy tickets for it, which we did look at doing before we changed our mind to do this, it wouldn't have been worth it at all. Not just because of the weather today, but also because there's not loads to do. So it wouldn't have been worth it. But now we've come over to this, I guess this is Pictures Lagoon. Oh, it's checkout day. We're coming home today, but we've got a night flight, so we're not flying till 9 something. I'll pick up taxi Ujimaflip is it about 6, but obviously we need to pack everything up, which is a bit stressful, but I have managed to get the case shut. The rucksack's nearly done. I mean, it was squeezed, I did have to sit on it to shut it, but and God knows what the state of my makeup is, because I haven't seen that for about a week and a half. Pete's having fun critiquing children's art.
They're better than me. Some of them, but then some of them you can tell they've cheated with their parents.
I mean, that person was 3.
Yeah, they were 3, yeah.
Those are some of the options. I don't know why it's here. We found it, we're looking at it.
18 plus. Faye's trying slot machine first time ever. And did she win? No.
I don't get it. I really don't get
Just
it.
spend your money away. That's what everyone else does.
Ted is not my fan.
Ted's not doing well. Oh, what's that? Oh, there we go. What's those? 30. That's like nothing. So 30p. 30p. No, it's 1 of them.
A 1. That's my 30p.
You lost more than that. Oh. You won your bet back, basically. In fact, when you won the 30p, you lost 50p with it, because it was 80p bet.
Why, now that I've got 3 of him again, do I not get it?
I don't know, I think you need more than that.
I got 3 of him last time.
Different person.
Same person.
Oh, you got 4 there, you got 4, yeah. You won your bet back again.
She'll go.
My go, is it?
I at least won though.
Yeah, you did win. How many things? Easy, easy.
Got 4 Teds. 5 Teds.
You need 6, don't you? Oh, that's so close. I think you need 6 Teds. We're betting more than I'd have got in there.
So we're in the airport. No one else is in the airport.
Nice, Nelly.
Well, We ordered a taxi before we left. They gave us a time to pick up. He was early anyway. Tried to leave without us.
I mean, to be fair, we weren't that early. We just got through in about 5 minutes.
It's because there's nobody here, because the British Airways flight's like the only flight. Because it's overnight.
It looked full when I was looking at the flight. When I was checking in, there were pretty much all the seats taken.
Yeah, but people probably know. They've been here before.
Yeah, probably.
So we've just had a fight with the vending machine. And Pete spent $9 on some Fiji water.
Yeah. Trying it, Henry.
And now we're going to sit here for 2 hours before our 9-hour flight. Joys.
Got to do it when we go to these extravagant places. It's part of the travel days.
Yes, it is. So as I said, we've got an overnight flight, so we're going to land Tuesday morning. So I'll come back to you in a few days' time, once, you know, I'm awake and stuff like that. And we can give you a more coherent thought of our honeymoon. And end the video there. So I will see you in a few days' time. Hopefully, probably not, because when do I ever, but hopefully looking a bit more human. Hello. So editing me coming in at least 6 weeks after the honeymoon. So I never did do what I said I was going to do. Obviously we moved into this house just before we left, so as we've come back we've had to do a lot of unpacking and sorting and, you know, all of that kind of stuff. That remembering to film a clip for the end of this vlog just went out of my mind. But yeah, the honeymoon was great. We had a wonderful time and definitely an experience, and it's been a lot of fun editing these videos to relive some of the moments and things like that. So I hope you've enjoyed them. There is one more coming, which is my favourite day of the whole honeymoon. It deserves its own vlog and it's going to go at the end, and that's from our day trip around the Exuma Keys. So we went to various different places, including the Pig Beach, which was one of the big things I wanted to do on this honeymoon. So that will come to you next week, but that is the last of the honeymoon videos. So I just want to say here, because I probably won't have said it in that video, but thank you if you've been watching along. I hope you've been enjoying them, and for this one I will close it now. So if you've enjoyed this one specifically, please give it a thumbs up. If you haven't already, please go ahead and subscribe. We may not be being in distant places and pretty places like the Caribbean, but there are things coming up. We've got a few trips down to London. We've obviously got all of our stuff where we're sorting out the house and things coming up. So subscribe for that, and I will see you in the next one for that Pig Day adventure. Bye!